are listening to the most original talk radio station anywhere. We are LA Talk Radio at latalkradio.com.
You're listening to Jack Marino, Warrior Filmmaker, right here on LA Talk Radio.
This is Jack Marino, ladies and gentlemen, your host of the Warrior Filmmaker Show on LA Talk Radio, here in the heart of Hollywood. I'm broadcasting to you tonight live somewhere high in the darkened Hollywood Hills, and not too far from that famous Hollywood sign. Sitting in my smoke-filled studio, I can see the vast expanse of the City of Angels, with its millions upon millions of lights twinkling in the night sky. And make no mistake, each light comes with its very own story. In the dark canyon far below the studio is the former estate of legendary movie actor Errol Flynn. That is one incredible story that never ends. So pull up your favorite chair, light up a smoke, pour yourself a drink, sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Learn about independent filmmakers. And because of today's politics, one is treated like a fly buzzing around on a screen door on a hot summer night. Listen to my guests, hear about their wicked, wicked ways when the world was young, when they drank life like wine and lived like the wind. But take a trip with me now, back in time to the golden era of Hollywood, where men were men and women were glamorous. A time when style meant class, and doing the right thing was a way of life, and virtue was its own reward. But this is Hollywood. This is the only place in the world that has the stuff that dreams are made of.
Well, everybody, I just want to say that today is my anniversary show. I've been on the air 1 year today. Technically, the 22nd was my first day, but I'm on the air tonight, so it's my anniversary show. My guest tonight is independent filmmaker and attorney and Hollywood producer Frank DeMartini. So I want to read a little bit about Frank's background. And Frank is born in Long Island on February 23rd, 19... We won't give out the year, Frank.
That's okay. You can if you want.
He's younger than me, though, folks.
Everybody knows.
And Frank is he's employed by Millennium Films and has a first look deal, and he's produced over 20 films since 1997, which is an incredible feat because I know how long it takes to make a movie. Get them done. Frank graduated from New York State, 86 cum laude. Following his undergraduate work at Syracuse, he practiced law in Hollywood, both in commercial and entertainment fields. Frank became a specialist in representing not only the above-the-line elements such as actors, writers, producers, and directors, but also aspects of the motion picture and TV production, from development through financing and distribution. You're not going home tonight.
I wish I can.
You're staying with me.
Okay.
And so he made the transition to movies, was rapid, and serving as associate producer on 3 independent films. Frank took the plunge and produced Motel Blue, starring Sean Young, Robert Vaughn. Frank continued to work as a producer in such films as The Prince and Me, Mad Money, and his latest film, which he's just shot in Bangkok, which is called White Elephant. So we'll be talking about that.
Actually, it's Elephant White.
Is it Elephant White?
Yeah, because there is a movie called White Elephant, and
okay.
White Elephant won't let us use that title, so it's Elephant White.
Okay, that's what it was written down, yeah. Okay. And Frank is an unapologetic, staunch Republican in the midst of a profoundly Democrat industry, and he does not hesitate to stir up controversy on his website. You have a brand new website, which
It's about 2 years old now.
Yeah.
Actually, it was started right after Obama was elected.
Okay.
And it was just me ranting and raving about how the Republican Party had screwed things up and allowed Mr. Obama to become president. The website's called Hollywood Republican. It's www.hollywoodrepublican.net, not .com.net, hollywoodrepublican.net.
Right.
And now it's grown to the point where I've got about 4 full-time writers and occasional guest writer. In fact, Jack's written a couple of columns for it. And it's an open forum for anyone that wants to write from a conservative viewpoint out of the entertainment industry. And we basically will let anybody print anything on there that fits within our, editorial guidelines. I mean, I'm not going to print any leftist propaganda.
Right.
But, I will occasionally print something that I disagree with if it's thought out and well written.
Right. Yeah, and it's a very interesting site, and you have a lot of different topics. It changes constantly. So, but it's a good place for conservatives who are in the film business. So,
being a movie producer, one of my pet peeves is the entire obsession the entertainment industry has now with being politically correct. It's gone from education to now totally within the realm of entertainment, to the point where you can't do anything on TV or in the movies that you could do in the 70s. And some of the biggest hits in the 70s would not even get on the air now, like All in the Family and Sanford and Son,
right,
because of the subject matter. And I think we've got to stop stifling the creative people and allow, Hollywood and everybody else to laugh at themselves. In fact, there was a Don Rickles thing on Big Hollywood, Andrew Breitbart's website today, showing a Don Rickles monologue at a roast of Bob Hope, and all the humor was irreverent, and everybody was laughing at themselves. I mean, we have to go back to that. We've basically taken free speech away from people.
That's true.
And this is one of the rants that we are almost constantly. There's probably one article a week on our website about that. There's probably one article a week about Obamacare. And, one of our writers, Craig Covello, comes up with, items that are not making the news that I think are even scarier about what Obama's doing than the stuff that is making the news.
Right. Yeah. It's just, when you watch those old Dean Martin roasts and you hear what they, they used to go after Nipsey Russell, they go after Sammy Davis.
Just look at All in the Family. I mean, All in the Family was a great idea. It was, the two older generation, uneducated blue-collar worker arguing with his daughter and her husband, who were the left-wing educated liberals.
Right.
And, and anything came out of either one of their mouths from both sides of the table. And I remember one of the biggest episodes in All in the Family's history was the one when Sammy Davis Jr. kissed Archie Bunker.
Right.
And that was like a big deal. Could you imagine, that being done in an irreverent comedic style now on TV?
Right.
Would never happen.
Well, Frank, the show is, we're up against the clock and we're winding right down. So I want to thank you for coming on. And everybody go to Frank's site at hollywoodrepublican.net and keep an eye out for this new movie, Elephant White,
with Jaimin Hunsu and Kevin Bacon.
Right. Okay. And I'll be back next week. Bye-bye.
You're listening to Jack Marino, warrior filmmaker, right here on LA Talk Radio.